I am the malevolent sister of the genuine and counterfeit heiresses. Observing the incessant quarrels between the two of them has left me utterly exasperated. The combined scores of both individuals and the 7 subjects do not even reach 500 points. If their grades do not improve, they shall be expelled from the Chi family. My younger brother trembled in the corner. If you scold them, you cannot scold me, right? 1. I have awakened to the realization that I am the elder sister of the venomous antagonist in a novel about false heiresses. After our parents reclaimed the true heiress, Gu Huayue, they could not bear to abandon the false heiress, Qi Jianyue, whom they had raised for many years. Qi Jianyue remains a daughter of the Qi family. My younger brother, Qi Jiangyi, appears to assist the true heiress, but subtly undermines her both overtly and covertly. I, with one eye closed and the other open, have been complicit in their tyranny, turning a blind eye to their maltreatment of Gu Huayue. Upon discovering that my fiancé, Lin Zhan, is the so-called male protagonist, I succumbed to jealousy over his kindness towards Gu Huayue and plotted against her. When my schemes were uncovered by Lin Zhan, I showed no remorse, allowing my infatuation to cloud my judgment and unwittingly aiding the Lin family in their machinations against the Qi family. When the Qi family faced bankruptcy, I, in a fit of jealousy, offered my leverage to Lin Zhan, hoping to win back his affections. What a ridiculous narrative crafted by the author. And Lin Zhan, truly, what a farcical situation, akin to an old bull courting a young calf. I am Qi Jiangnian, the heir of the prestigious Qi family in the capital, the top scorer in the national science examination, and a renowned musician's protege, overseeing investments at the Capital Institute of Biological Cell Research. Each of these accomplishments overshadows Lin Zhan. How could I be so foolish as to throw away my life over a man? This is an absurd nightmare. The folly of infatuation must be condemned. Just as I ponder whether this is a figment of my imagination or reality, my phone rings. It is a call from Mother Qi Xiao Nian. Are you coming home for dinner tonight? It's Friday and your brother is here too. I realize then that it falls upon me to resolve the matter.
2.
As I stepped into the hall of the Qi family, I was still mulling over the plot. Lin Zhan's revenge against the Qi family would take place when I turned 28, which means there are still 4 years to go. I am not a fake. Are you all trying to drive me away? I don't want to. You are all bad people. A female voice emerged, lamenting her grievances. Butler Zhong greeted me, miss. You have returned. I nodded, my gaze shifting to Qi Jianyue, who was weeping inconsolably on the sofa. Upon meeting my eyes, Qi Jianyue's sobs gradually quieted, and I noticed a plain-looking girl, around 16 or 17, standing beside her. My gaze finally rested on the helpless faces of Father and Mother Qi. As I awaited their explanation, Xiao Nian, it is like this. Your mother went to the countryside to visit your second aunt when she was giving birth to your sister. The conditions there were poor, and your mother was startled, leading to a premature birth. You know how the countryside is, with so many people and distractions, Father Qi said with a worried expression. At this point, there was no room for misunderstanding. So, you are saying the wrong child was brought home? I succinctly summarized. Yes. We plan to officially recognize Gu Huayue as our daughter, but Jianyue will still remain with us, Mother Qi explained gently. Gu Huayue is the true heiress who has mistakenly swapped. I nodded. That is acceptable. What about Jianyue's biological parents? They have not objected. And I have assured Xiaoyu that we will frequently visit them. After all, they are her biological parents. I turned to Gu Huayue. Are you willing to accept this? Or, do you prefer to stay with your adoptive parents? I respect your choice. But rest assured, you will lose nothing that you deserve, I added. Gu Huayue replied. My parents want me to return. I had already researched Gu Huayue on the way here. Her adoptive family is of average means, but has treated her well. They hope for their child to have a better life, and returning to the Qi family would afford Gu Huayue a superior education. Why would they oppose it? Hearing this, Qi Jianyue's previously quiet sobs began anew. I dislike hearing children cry. Glancing at her, I said, Xiaoyu. Qi Jianyue looked at me with red eyes, her voice hoarse. Sister, I am not a fake. I approached her and gently ruffled her hair. It is not that you are fake. We will not send you away. Do not be upset. You will always be my sister, and you will remain in the Qi family, where we will continue to care for you. Qi Jianyue is extraordinarily beautiful, indicating that her biological parents are not lacking in merit. Gu Huayue possesses almond-shaped eyes that glisten with moisture, a delicate face with shallow dimples. Traits inherited from Mother Qi. It is undeniable that among us three children, Gu Huayue resembles Mother Qi the most. If Gu Huayue is a cool and gentle lotus in the moonlight, then Qi Jiangyue is a vibrant peach blossom in the spring of Jiangnan. Internally, I muse, ah, my sister is indeed stunning. I shall never allow you to tread the path laid out in this narrative. By the way, Huayue, I have already arranged for your school transfer. I will discuss the details with you later. 3. Just then, a group of people entered, carrying various bags.
Oh.
These are my gifts for you. I apologize for intruding, but I did some research and found that you are around the same age as Jiangyue. So, I bought you some one-size-fits-all items. If they do not fit, just let me know. Thank you, sister. Gu Huayue replied, her lips curving into 2 adorable dimples. I felt a pang in my heart. At that moment, my brainless younger brother, Qi Jiangyi, returned. What are you all doing? He stormed in angrily. Xiao Yi, you're back? Just in time for dinner, Mother Qi said, looking at me kindly as she regarded Gu Huayue, her lips curling into a smile. Who is that girl? Qi Jiangyi glared at Gu Huayue with displeasure. She is your second sister. Show some manners, I shot back at him. I don't want this second sister. You can go, he exclaimed, attempting to drag Gu Huayue out the door. I smiled and seized his ear.
Qi Jiangyi.
Have you forgotten the manners I taught you? Having grown up with Qi Jiangyue, being 7 years her senior, I had taken upon myself to raise her while our parents were busy with work. In a few years, I would also be responsible for Qi Jiangyi, and as I grew older and began to take over the Qi group, my time at home diminished. Qi Jiangyi had never dared to defy me. In his eyes, I was far more formidable than our parents, like a tyrant. Although I halted him in his tracks. I could see the dissatisfaction in his eyes and anticipated his thoughts. Qi Jiangyi, being close in age to Qi Jiangyue, must have misunderstood the situation. Qi Jiangyi, cease your melodramatic notions. This is not a tale where the venomous antagonist confronts the true heiress to expel the false one. Nor is it a story of vying for affection and plotting against one another. Gu Huayue's adoptive parents have treated her well, and you need not worry about Jiangyue being sent back to suffer abuse. Your Jiangyue sister remains your Jiangyue sister. Now, there is simply an additional Huayue sister. Do you understand? My few words effectively dispelled Qi Jiangyi's baseless conjectures. Father Qi furrowed his brow. What novel? Qi Jiangyi awkwardly retreated towards Mother Qi. How did you know? Sister? You were caught reading the true and false heiress of the overbearing CEO in class, and the teacher confiscated it. She called me in to discuss it. So what do you think? I replied with a smile. Oh no, sister, I was wrong. Please spare me, he pleaded, tugging at my clothes with a look of desperation. I chose not to pursue the matter further and cleared my throat. Now, back to the main point. Qi Jiangyi, is it not your fault to misunderstand others and approach them aggressively? Qi Jiangyi instantly wilted. I'm sorry, Sister Huayue. I should not have lost my temper without understanding the situation. Then I glanced at Qi Jiangyue, who had a rosy complexion. Unsure whether it was from her recent tears or her embarrassment over her misunderstanding of Gu Huayue. I'm sorry, Gu Huayue. Looking at the 2 children who recognized their mistakes and were willing to amend them, I couldn't help but smile with a sense of relief. Let us not say anything more. These 2 children are inherently good at heart. Suddenly, I clapped my hands and, with a serious expression, declared, that's right, time to eat. After the meal, I went to Gu Huayue's bedroom to find her. I have completed your enrollment procedures. School starts next month, and you will accompany them. In a few days, there will be a gala where your identity will be revealed, and I have already prepared your gown. And this. I produced a box and opened it to reveal the latest smartphone. There are many dangerous things in our circle. This phone has been modified by an expert, and I have saved the numbers of a few family members in your contacts. I am Qi Jiangyan. You can call me if you need anything. And be sure to add me on WeChat. She stared at the phone I handed her, momentarily taken aback. Sister, this is too precious, she said nervously. I smiled gently and ruffled her hair. No need to feel shy. I am your sister. Her eyes glistened with unshed tears. Sister, you are so kind to me. I pinched her cheek playfully. If you need anything, don't bottle it up. The Qi family will always be your support. Noticing the time, I left Gu Huayue's room. After washing up, I lay in bed perusing company reports when a knock sounded at the door.
Come in.
Qi Jiangyu entered, clad in a cute cat-themed pajamas.
Sister.
I turned to look at her, having a hunch about the reason for her visit. The novels say that I am a fake heiress who will be cast out. Is that true? She seemed to have struggled with this question for a long time before finally asking me, "Why do you think that?" I inquired. Because living here, having this identity, attending a good school, all of this should belong to Gu Huayue, and I have occupied what should have been hers for 17 years. Jiangyu. Novels often exaggerate others' malice to highlight the protagonist's brilliance, creating a contrast that evokes sympathy from readers. But would you ever intentionally target Huayue to harm her? But I was crying and making a scene with my parents earlier, she said, feeling embarrassed again. That's quite normal. You would certainly feel lost in such a situation. And you have no ill intentions. This matter is not easily resolved. I paused before continuing. There is a gala on Sunday where your identity will be made public. And I will introduce Huayue. On Monday, I will arrange for her to transfer to your class, so please take care of her.
Count on me,
She declared earnestly, raising her hand, completely unbothered by the prospect of her identity being revealed. I tousled her hair, admiring her cheerful demeanor. The limited edition card you've wanted for so long will arrive tomorrow. Before she left, I added, Jiangyu, you can trust me. I will always be your support. She paused for a moment and nodded affirmatively. On the day of the gala, Gu Huayue appeared in a delicate pink gown, complemented by matching high-heeled sandals. Her dark hair cascaded down her back, and her clear, bright eyes accentuated her doll-like features. As I gazed at her ensemble, my heart screamed internally. Oh my goodness. Today you look like a sweet little cake, my darling. I maintained a calm demeanor and smiled at her, saying, You look beautiful today. It's just okay. Jiangyu interjected, wearing a stunning black gothic gown adorned with layers of lace that captivated the eye. Her wavy hair framed her face, and the slight upturn of her red lips reflected her good mood today. I noticed her ears turning crimson as she averted her gaze, muttering, Fine, it actually looks great. I knew this dress would suit you. I wanted to gift it to you the moment I laid eyes on it, I said with a smile. The gala is about to begin, and I've instructed Driver Lee to take you both there first. Let Huayue acclimate. I watched them as they exited. Initially, my feelings towards the genuine heiress in the book were rather indifferent. My discontent with her began with this very gala. This so-called best friend, Lin Zhan, had been overly attentive to Gu Huayue, and I was initially skeptical. However, when I witnessed Lin Zhan stepping up to assist Gu Huayue in person, my animosity toward her surged, as if I had been hexed, and felt compelled to target her ruthlessly. But I have since awakened. I am determined to see how this unfolds. Thank you all for attending this gala, Chi's father humbly addressed the audience from the stage. Due to a misunderstanding years ago, our families exchanged children. Now that we've resolved the matter, we have welcomed back this young lady. This occasion serves as an opportunity to introduce my biological daughter. Gu Huayue stepped onto the stage, nervously scanning the audience. I offered her a reassuring glance. After the formalities concluded, I took the stage. Although she has been recognized, Jiangyu will remain the young lady of the Qi family. Those who understood the implications of my words recognized that I was asserting dominance over the snobbish onlookers. In the upper echelons, there are always those who sway with the wind. This incident of authenticity versus imitation would inevitably lead some to target Jiangyu. The Qi family is one of the uppermost elite families, and I currently hold the reins. My stance is clear. Despite my straightforward declaration, I was taken aback when a few dim-witted individuals sought to create trouble. Just as I thought it was over, the sound of a glass shattering caught my attention. In the corner, Gu Huayue stood protectively in front of Jiangyu, speaking to someone. A girl in a red dress pushed Gu Huayue, causing her to lose her balance and fall to the ground. I nodded apologetically to a partner beside me. My apologies, Zhao, some matters have arisen. He courteously replied that it was nothing. I approached Gu Huayue, helping her to her feet, and surveyed the chaos on the floor. What happened? Following her gaze, I noticed a large piece of lace from Jiangyu's gown had been torn and was dragging on the ground. Sister? Jiangyu opened her mouth as if to say something but ultimately remained silent. Gu Huayue explained, this girl stepped on Jiangyu's dress, and didn't he apologize? Jiangyu let it go, but she continued to mock her. When Jiangyu ignored her, she deliberately bumped into her. Jiangyu was knocked by her and spilled wine from the table, shattering it on the floor. Upon hearing this, the girl in the red dress looked at Gu Huayue with disdain. Are you her lapdog, White Lotus? She's just an imposter. And you still defend her? How much did she pay you? I'll double it. Gu Huayue was speechless, stammering. What does it matter to you?
So,
My words on stage went in one ear and out the other for these young ladies. I smiled at her, my expression devoid of warmth. Miss Jung, is this how your father taught you? You know I'm Miss Jung? Then why don't you get lost? Mind your own business. I smiled sweetly. You're quite impressive. This girl must have a few screws loose. My sister said that Qi Jiangyu is to be expelled. I don't see why you lapdogs are protecting her. As expected, it was Chung Yuan, the double-standard dog, who claimed to be on friendly terms with me. A bunch of harlots. I slapped her across the face, still smiling as I looked at her. If you can't speak properly, perhaps you should consider silencing yourself.
how dare you speak to me like that?
My parents wouldn't dare talk to me that way. She paused in shock after my slap and charged at me. My bodyguard restrained her. What sort of people are allowed in this circle? Can we not keep the unrefined out to spare my eyes? How dare you treat me this way? My sister is Qi Jiangnian. This is the Qi family's territory. What gives you the right to hit me? Don't you know this is the Qi family's domain? Gu Huayue and Qi Jiangyu looked at me, their eyes filled with confusion. I asked, Your sister is Qi Jiangnian. Then who am I? At this moment, Chung Yuan arrived, her gaze falling upon the handprint emblazoned on her sister's face. What happened, Zixuan? Who struck you? I did, I interjected before she could respond. Jiang Nian, has Zixuan committed some grave transgression? What compels you to strike her? Chung Yuan spoke with a somewhat dry tone. Chung Zixuan stared at me in disbelief, a flicker of regret passing through her eyes. She called me a slut. And you told her I would expel Qi Jiangyue, right? Chung Yuan shot her a glare and then approached me, attempting to charm me with her affection. Jiang Nian. This is a misunderstanding. Zixuan is still just a child. I evaded her touch, leaving her hands suspended in the air, uncertain whether to withdraw or persist. A child? Is she a colossal infant on the brink of college entrance exams? It seems I must reconsider our collaboration with Chung Corporation, I remarked. Chung Yuan's heart sank, and she cast a menacing look at Chung Zixuan. I paid them no heed, and ascended the stairs with Gu Huayue and Qi Jiangyue. Witnessing the gash on Qi Jiangyue's arm inflicted by glass, I felt a pang of sympathy and promptly called for a family doctor. After examining Gu Huayue, I was relieved to find her unharmed. Did I cause trouble for you, sis? Qi Jiangyue murmured. I reassured her it's nothing. I was about to address some matters anyway. And now I have the perfect opportunity. As the weather cools, Chung Corporation is destined for bankruptcy. On Monday, I leaned against the car, donning sunglasses. The two of them emerged and paused at the sight of me. Sis, what are you doing here? I winked and smiled at them. Come on. I'll take you to school. Qi Jiangyue hesitated, glancing from me to my car. What's wrong with my car? I just had it repainted. Before them stood my newly red-skinned Rolls-Royce, flamboyant and striking. Scarlet red, Qi Jiangyue commented. Gu Huayue nodded in agreement. I drove straight into Star International School. I overheard someone murmur, why does she get to drive indirectly? This prestigious institution attracts only the affluent or those with exceptional academic prowess, either through merit or monetary influence. The reason my vehicle is allowed entry is that I am one of the shareholders. I am an alumnus of this school, I mused. Today, we welcome a new classmate to our midst. Let's give her a warm round of applause. The homeroom teacher, Chen Yi, announced. Hello everyone, my name is Gu Huayue. She introduced herself, writing her name on the wall. The teacher placed her behind Qi Jiangyue. This lesson is mathematics. I shall not disrupt your studies further. Best of luck. I entered the classroom, surveying my students. Greetings, I am your mathematics instructor for this semester, and you may call me Teacher Qi. I inscribed my name on the blackboard. A bespectacled youth gazed at me with keen intensity. Teacher, are you the Jiang Nian who graces the honor roll? I nodded. The class erupted in a chorus of excitement. I tapped the desk for silence. Qi Jiangyue, puzzled, turned to Lindsay. What is so special about that? Lindsay, the bespectacled boy, replied, You're unaware? Senior Qi was the top scorer in the national science exam. Her legendary journey continues to be recounted. Qi Jiangyue and Gu Huayue were left astounded. How could I not know? Qi Jiangyue expressed her discontent. Lindsay shot her a dismissive gesture. What else have you done in school besides sleeping and skipping class? It would be strange if you were aware. Class is starting. Please turn to page 117 in your textbooks. I began elucidating the thought process behind the problem. This method is highly practical for this type of question. It can be considered a shortcut. If you approach it this way, you'll find it easy to solve. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed two aberrations, Chi Jianyue and Gu Huayue, already deep in slumber less than 10 minutes into the lesson. I approached their desks, gently rousing them. They stirred, slightly bewildered. You both need to visit my office after class, I said with a bemused smile. As the bell rang, Chi Jianyue lamented, "Oh no, this is disastrous. Gu Huayue, how did you fall asleep too?" Chi Jianyue turned to her. "Mathematics makes me irritable." "You were sleeping so soundly that I followed suit," Gu Huayue replied, flashing her a heart gesture. Lindsay, observing their exchange, inquired, "Do you two know each other?" "Who would want to know her?" Chi Jianyue replied disdainfully. "Elementary school student," Gu Huayue concluded. "We should think of a plan. Let's head to the office." Chi Jianyue wore a look of existential despair. Lindsay regarded her with curiosity. "Isn't it just a summons? What's the big deal? They won't call your parents." Gu Huayue and Chi Jianyue exchanged glances, thinking that they might prefer a call to their parents instead. "Chi Jianyue, are you aware that you're now in your final year of high school?" I turned to look at Gu Huayue. "And you fell asleep as well. What? Are you two forming a napping duo?" "Sis, hear me out," Gu Huayue said weakly. "I'm all ears." Suddenly, she fell silent, unable to continue. "Each of you must write a 3,000-word reflection, clearly stating why you fell asleep and whether you will dare to do so again." No, I don't want to."
Sis.
Protests are futile. I shot her a sidelong glance, ignoring them both. The two departed the office, despondently. As they stepped outside, Chi Jianyue appeared rejuvenated as if she had just watched a 30-second advertisement. "Gu Huayue, do you want an ice pop? I'll go buy one from the shop." "No thanks, I need to return and write my reflection." "You can help me write mine. You need to practice more."
Get lost.
In the principal's office, Jiang Mian. There's a 100-day pledge ceremony tomorrow. Would you care to say a few words? Sun Hao lounged in his chair, nonchalant. "My speaking fee is quite steep," I replied. Observing the carefree man, being a rich heir has its perks, inheriting the school directly. "Forget it, academic sister. Our relationship grants you a complimentary pass, all right?" Sun Hao teased, calling me sister in a high-pitched voice. "You insufferable brat, go away." I stood to leave. "Time and place, send me a message." "All right, Teacher Chi." The 100-day pledge ceremony bore little distinction from previous years. After the formalities and pledges were completed, the head of the grade approached the podium. "Let us welcome our esteemed guest, the outstanding alumnus, Chi Jiangmian." I embarked on a 10-minute monologue filled with trivialities. Through trials and tribulations, we persevere. The road ahead is long yet bright. Ultimately, I wish everyone success and the courage to conquer all obstacles. We shall meet at the pinnacle. Amidst resounding applause, I retreated backstage. "Sis, you were amazing," Gu Huayue praised. "Why did you steal my lines?" Chi Jianyue glared at her. Gu Huayue responded with a cheeky gesture. I spotted a familiar face, Linjan. I had nearly forgotten this ancient deity. As he approached, he nodded at me and turned to Gu Huayue, saying, "Wishing you all the best in your upcoming exams." Though the words were directed at Gu Huayue, they bore a different significance. Gu Huayue responded coolly with a simple thank you. It appeared that she had not shown immediate interest in him, yet Lin Zhan seemed increasingly intrigued by her. A line from a domineering romance novel suddenly came to mind, perfectly fitting the current scene. "Woman, you have captured my attention." I had anticipated that life would unfold in a rather mundane manner. While in a meeting, I received an unexpected call from Gu Huayue. "Sis, the homeroom teacher has summoned our parents." I got into a fight. I acknowledged her and ended the call. "The meeting concludes here. Everyone disperse." On my way, I reflected on the events that had transpired, recalling that I had not been present. Ultimately, Lin Zhan had fortuitously intervened to resolve the situation. Upon arriving at the office, I beheld 3 young ladies standing there, alongside Gu Huayue and Chi Jianyue. To my astonishment, Chi Jianyue was also present. The homeroom teacher glanced at me, visibly surprised. "Teacher Chi, what brings you here?" I inquired. "I am their sister." "Is there a problem?" She replied. As I observed Qi Zhengyue's disheveled hair and the scratches adorning her face, I noted that Gu Huayue appeared damp, with a distinct handprint on her visage. These girls have been fighting, and the other party refuses to apologize, the teacher informed me. What transpired? I asked, removing my coat and draping it over Gu Huayue's shoulders. They locked me in the restroom and poured water on me, then slapped me, prompting me to retaliate, she recounted. Qi Zhengyue happened to be looking for me and got involved as well. Someone reported it to the teacher. The three girls glared at Gu Huayue as if harboring a deep-seated grudge. Before I could speak, a plump lady entered the room. Teacher Chen. How could our little Nua be involved in a fight? Surely, the other party must be at fault. Mrs. Li, I have gathered some understanding of the situation. The other party was inexplicably confined in a restroom and drenched, I explained. Our little Nua did not intend for this to occur. It was all in jest among classmates. She replied defensively. The homeroom teacher appeared troubled. Although the salary at this affluent school was high, the complexities of such situations were daunting. I discerned the teacher's apprehension. How would you feel if I doused you with a bucket of water in jest? I retorted coldly, fixing my gaze on Mrs. Li. What else could it be? My little Nua is too young to be fighting. And look at what your child has done to her hair, she exclaimed. You were the one who locked Gu Huayue in the restroom. Qi Zhengyue shouted indignantly. So what? I was merely joking with her. She enjoys chatting with Lindsay. So why is it unacceptable for me to engage her in conversation? Linosnered. Who treats others like precious gems as you do. This is none of your concern. Qi Zhengyue shot back. Lindsay came to borrow something from me, Gu Huayue clarified. At such a tender age, instead of focusing on studies, you are flirting with boys. Mrs. Li remarked disdainfully, casting a scornful glance at me. As if you have any expertise in flirting, I muttered, my words somewhat unclear, but Mrs. Li seemed to comprehend. What slanderous nonsense are you spewing? She exclaimed, advancing toward me, only to be met with my swift evasion and a retaliatory slap. Practice more if you're lacking in skill. Just then, Mr. Li arrived, greeting me with familiarity. President Qi, what brings you here? I am unworthy of such recognition, I replied, my eyes icy. A smirk playing on my lips. Sensing the tension, he turned to his wife. Mrs. Li embellished the tale of events, conveniently omitting the details about flirting. Before Mr. Li could fully grasp her narrative, he struck her. You have spoiled our daughter. How could she dare to engage in such behavior? If you jeopardize my affairs, I will not spare you. He then instructed the three girls to apologize to Gu Huayue. Why should I? What does she matter?
Lino protested.
Because she is your elder. Silence. Mr. Li admonished, glaring at Li Nua, who reluctantly offered an apology. President Qi, you see, he began, but I interrupted Mr. Li. Perhaps you should manage your own household affairs before addressing others. With that, I led Gu Huayue and Qi Zhengyue away, encountering Lin Zhan at the door. He furrowed his brow, inquiring about the mark on Gu Huayue's face. Lin, this is none of your concern, Gu Huayue declined to elaborate. As Lin Zhan persisted in his inquiry, I exchanged glances with Qi Zhengyue. Do you think they could be involved? I asked. Unlikely, sister. Isn't that your fiancé? She replied. I will end that arrangement upon my return. What a farce, I declared. I support you. I've sensed he was never a good match, Qi Zhengyue affirmed. However, Gu Huayue likely harbors no affection for him. He seems quite the sycophant. While Gu Huayue may be naive, surely her judgment is not that poor, Qi Zhengyue remarked. Qi Zhangyan. Lin Zhan's voice pierced through our hushed conversation, his irritation evident. Startled at being singled out, I felt a sudden rush of anxiety. Gu Huayue's expression contorted, as if to say, how could you speak of him so openly? Who struck Gu Huayue? Lin Zhan demanded. Is this how you treat her? Gu Huayue, come with me. She allows you to be bullied, he chastised. My incredulity grew. Hold on a moment. Are you out of your mind? Perhaps you should change your surname to Wisdom instead of Lin. Ha ha ha. Wisdom Zhan. Qi Zhengyue laughed heartily. I hastily guided the two girls away, not wishing to catch Lin Zhan's folly. 2 weeks remained until the college entrance examination. The diligent third-year students were about to face their first mock test. After the exam, the school would grant a 2-day break for students to recuperate. You were utterly defeated by Gu Huayue, Qi Zhengyue teased. 11:13, I won't reveal who it was. Practice more if you're struggling, I replied. being slain by Zhuangzhou while playing as Eileen. I can't even bear to comment on you. Qi Jiangyue added. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, I retorted. Observing their scores from the mock exams, I noted Gu Huayue achieved a total of 244, while Qi Jiangyue garnered 243. I surpassed you by 1 point, Gu Huayue gloated. I passed math, Qi Jiangyue scoffed. I watched as both girls failed to achieve a combined score of 500 across 7 subjects, yet still compared who scored higher in each subject. With a thud, I placed my cup on the table, my steely gaze fixed upon them.
Qi, Jiang.
You. Have you two truly not managed to score 500 across 7 subjects? I articulated each word deliberately, locking eyes with them. I nearly forgot about you, sister. Qi Jiangyue exclaimed, drenched in sweat. And you, Qi Jiangyue, your math and language arts teacher taught you, yet you scored 3 points, I pointed out. Choosing A at random would yield more than 3 points, I smiled at them. I noticed Gu Huayue stealthily retreating to the second floor. And you, Gu Huayue, I called, prompting her to stiffen and turn around. How did you manage to score only 11 points in language arts? Surely, even a hastily written essay would earn you more. I chided. My younger brother cowered in the corner, trembling. If you scold them, you cannot scold me, he protested, peeking from behind the sofa. And you, Qi,
Jiang, Yi,
I exclaimed. Through 3 months of relentless training, we gathered as a family before the computer. Why haven't the scores been released yet? Qi's father questioned, his anxiety palpable. I regarded them with disbelief. They seemed more anxious than the students themselves. I refreshed the page, shielding the total score with my hand as I gradually revealed the numbers. 6-0. Qi Jiangyue's eyes widened in anticipation. The final digit appeared, 7. Qi Jiangyue, 607. Gu Huayue, 624.
Ah.
Did you see that? 607. Qi Jiangyue shrieked, twisting and writhing in a fit of excitement. How did you know I scored 624? Hee, Gu Huayue teased mischievously. Get lost, Qi Jiangyue retorted. Observing the lively family dynamic, I couldn't help but smile. It was no surprise that my efforts to support them had exhausted me. Witnessing their harmonious interactions filled my heart with warmth. How delightful it was that I had deviated from the original narrative, avoiding the fate of becoming a mindless romantic. The engagement had long been dissolved, and Gu Huayue had made her feelings clear to Lin Zhan. She held no affection for him. Yet, Lin Zi and Gu Huayue seemed to share a delightful rapport, which amused me. Moreover, Qi Jianyue's recent interest in the young master of the Jiang family came as a surprise. I had not anticipated her attraction to such a type. As I watched them bicker playfully, a wave of nostalgia washed over me. Time has flown by. In the blink of an eye, Gu Huayue has been at the Qi family for over 4 months. At this moment, the phone rang. It was Qi Jianyue's homeroom teacher. Hello. Are you a parent of Qi Jianyu? Yes. May I inquire what the matter is, teacher? Regarding Qi Jianyue's score of 14 in mathematics, I need to understand his academic situation. After hanging up the phone, I called out, Qi,
Jiang, Yi.
Get down here this instant. The end. Thank you for listening. We shall meet again in the next tale.